All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live Pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we dive in and take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we could take advantage of in the Forex market. So without further ado, please turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes. And as always, let's make sure that we participate and engage. There's no doubt that you all do a great job of that each and every day. So, with that being said, if everybody can hear me loud and clear, especially since I had some tech issues this morning that got me off to a slow start, please drop me a one in the chat. Let me know that you guys are all ready to go. I already got the one coming in from Kay. So, all right, I see that I'm all good. I appreciate it. So let's make sure that we start with that very, very strong foundation, right? Taking massive action, accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing for any outcome. Let's make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Let's trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. And as always, let's imagine our trades successfully materializing. And let's be sure that we obey our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And we want to make sure that we are never, ever, ever looking back or stopping once our trade has commenced, right? I went back on that rule not too long ago and it cost me, right? So let's get this party started this morning, right? I hope everybody is doing well and that you all had a great week. Appreciate it. I see the ones. Joy, David, good morning, sir. Hope you are doing well. Good to see you. So let me go back, make sure that everybody has control over their microphones. All right, so let's go right into the fundamentals, right? And we'll go right over to the DXY, where we'll see that the dollar index remained above 105 on Thursday, trading near 4-month highs as investors awaited the Federal Reserve's latest policy decision, right? You see, we're moving forward already. The Fed is widely expected to cut interest rates by 25 basis points later today, with traders also seeking guidance on whether further rate cuts will follow in December. On Wednesday, the dollar soared nearly 2% after Republican Donald Trump's decisive victory in the U.S. presidential election. The Republicans also regained control of the Senate, which could pave the way for significant legislative changes, although control of the House of Representatives remains uncertain. Trump's policies focused on reducing illegal immigration, raising tariffs, lowering taxes, and deregulation are seen as potential drivers of growth and inflation. The prospect of higher government spending and increased debt further supported the dollar and lifted Treasury yields. The dollar held its recent gains, trading at multi-month highs against other major currencies, right? So what you're talking about in regards to what's going on today, we come over to Thursday, right? We have not only a Fed decision later today, but at 7 a.m., right, we've got the BOE, Bank of England Monetary Policy Report, the summary, and the MPC official bank rate votes. And then we also have Governor Bailey, of course, speaking today, giving us the forward guidance for the Bank of England. We've got unemployment claims for the United States, and we've got again, at 2 o'clock, we've got the federal fund rate statement and the rate decision, 25 basis points. Expected, we've got the natural gas storage numbers coming out as well here in the United States, right? So, yeah, that's what's going on today, right? So we should see some volatility. It said oil extends losses. Prices fell to around $71 per barrel on Thursday, extending losses for a second session amid strong dollar and expectations of weak demand. So the dollar here, we know what we read that all already. So we saw further declines in oil. Then we talked about the 10-year yields hold steady after Fed decision. We talked about that and how that started to move the night of the election. Euro area retail sales rise slightly more than expected. That's good for the Eurozone, right? We know retail sales is one of the key fundamental indicators that we pay attention to, right? Any questions regarding the fundamentals? I know there's still a lot of back and forth going on. People are dissecting the results of the election and all of that good stuff. No? Okay. Okay. So um I want to say that I am um first of all, before I even get into this, shout out to Tyrone, right? For passing the I believe it, what was it, Ryan, the fivers, right? Drop some
Five,
sevens.
yes. Let's
Yeah,
go, Tyrone.
drop some sevens. Uh that was a decent profit from. I wish it, things hadn't changed in regards to, US accounts and all of that. But that is a great opportunity. And I'm super proud um for him, shooting his best shot and going out there, right? I'm proud of um, all of you for learning a new skill set, from deciding to take control of your own destiny in a sense in regards to uh, investing in finance and trading. I will say um, the the results of the election were what they they are what they are. Um, But I am going to give VP Harris her flowers. Not only for running a strong campaign on short notice, but something that I think went over a lot of people's heads is that whether you agree, no, I don't care about the part, but just talking about the American people for the first time I'm 45, for the first time in my lifetime, I saw a presidential candidate running for office, especially on the Democratic side, that talked to regular, hardworking American people, middle class, and many names, that said, I am going to create a pathway for you to build wealth. And I think a lot of people miss that. Typically, it's, hey, Americans just want to live a decent life, be able to send their kid to college, the house, and the picket fence. She talked to everyday hardworking Americans about building wealth and had policy ideas to create a pathway for that. And I think it went over a lot of people's head. We know that I know, at least for my time on this planet, the other side has completely, which is one of the reasons why we formed this group, because the other side has completely dominated the narrative regarding wealth, completely co-opted, right? But this new idea was about everybody having an opportunity to build wealth. We know that here, I can only speak for here, right? Real estate, owning a home, stock market, having an opportunity to own a business are surefire ways to build wealth. So $25,000 for a down payment on a home. Why is that important? You build equity in your home. You have an opportunity to buy a home, you build equity in your home, right? That could provide you money later to invest in the market, to be able to send your kids to college, to make other major financial moves to where you can make your money work for you. $50,000 tax cut for starting a business, right? That we know that people need access, regular, everyday, hardworking people need access to capital. Tax breaks, right? For people not on the top level, right? So it was more than just focusing on the elite few to build wealth. It was saying, this is America. Everybody can play this game and participate in this game if we provide an avenue and a pathway for them to do it. So tax cuts, different policy positions, right? That would have enabled regular, hardworking, everyday people to free up money so you could do what? At some point, be able to actually play in the markets like we're playing here in this group. I think that was completely missed. Now, I might be wrong. I'm only speaking for in my lifetime, right? I've never heard, especially on that side, right? They had allowed the other side to entirely co-opt the idea of you need to be this side to build wealth, and that was only really policies on that side being put in place to to benefit the elite, right? And if you get there, great, right? But it was only benefiting a few people, and then there was hopes that it would do what since the '80s, trickle down, and it never does. So if I'm President-elect Donald J. Trump, I would take our ideas and run with it if they can ever find a way to work together. Because as you all see in this group, you don't have to be extremely wealthy to be able to play in this market. You just need knowledge, and first you need knowledge to know, right, that it even exists, and then you just need a little help to get you there so you can play in the arena. So at some point, I hope that folks can get beyond, right, the divisiveness and get into the same room so that all of this stuff can benefit the American people. $50,000 for a tax break to start a business, $25,000 to start a new home, to buy a new home. Oh, okay. No, no tax on overtime. That's a great idea. Run with that too. If you're not sleight of hand and you create policy positions to where corporations don't have to pay the overtime in the manner that they do now, right? So if you're honest about that and you're really going to do it, no uh, uh, tax breaks on auto loan interest if you buy American. Love it, right? So I hope they get in a room and they figure it all out and stop the nonsense. And stop the nonsense. Right? So that's that. I just wanted to touch on that today. I didn't want to really get, too deep into it yesterday, but I think that was an opportunity missed in that regard. I think it was a huge opportunity. But in this small, tight-knit group that we have, we're not going to miss that opportunity. Ryan, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. Glad to be here. Appreciate you starting us off that way, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Anything out there that you got your eye on fundamentally?
Only thing that I'm tracking now is how the Bank of Japan could potentially respond to Donald Trump being elected president. There is a potential for them to speed up their pace after the beginning of the year
Okay.
due to some of his policies and things like that. So they might speed up their pace of rate hikes. Looking at potentially one every 6 months is what's initially being discussed. So I'm following that conversation. It just started yesterday, so I try to stay updated and keep you guys updated on how that evolves.
All right. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Anybody, any questions regarding the fundamentals? No? All righty. All right. So we will keep it moving. Appreciate that, Don. So I want to go over and we'll take a look at, let me go over to the community real fast. And a while ago, let me see, uh, we had posted a um this portfolio, right? Uh in the group, and I hope everybody had a chance to take a look at it, right? As Ryan and I have been working, hard behind the scenes and, you know, trying to take it to the next level, right? Think about, hey, if I was starting a hedge fund, how would I do it? How do you do it? You know, how do to get in the mind of a hedge fund manager, how our portfolios put together. And so, we've been working hard behind the scenes trying to, you know, is it can be sporadic at times and a little all over the place. And that's how it is in the beginning when you're learning something new, when you discover something new, you're trying to figure it all out. But you know, um, things are coming together. But this was one that we had put together in regards to a ETF portfolio, right? Um, that was pretty aggressive, in regards to the type of returns. I think it was like I can't remember. I think it was like overview. Forget what the returns were. It was 38% a year. So it was super aggressive, which is why it's pretty tech heavy. But when you're developing a portfolio, you want to be at 36%, right? So you want to be able to balance things out in your portfolio, to be able to play defense when you need to, but then, when the market isn't going your way for your particular type of portfolio. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that, take a look at it. This gives you like the total shares, and at that point in time, what the share price was. We did the work with the assistance of Chat GPT using that because we're both kind of tech geeks, right? In that sense. Um, Ryan more so the expert than I. Um, but putting our heads together, coming up with, a breakdown when only with a leverage at 1 to 2.5, right? So in regards to leverage, this is not even crazy, uber aggressive in that regards. And then being able to convert things over to a MT5 tap platform, MT4 platform in regards to the share breakdown and how to actually enter it. right? So it's one thing to see, like for example, when you go through this prospectus that we created, when it gives you the breakdown of the percentage for each, you know, ETF in each area, right? We only went with the leverage at 1 to 2.5, right? We found that DTE, the Detroit Electric symbol. That's awesome. Awesome. We have to put that up on the chart. But um, so here's your breakdown. And so the idea is saying, hey man, we could take this. So this is the total amount of shares for each ETF for each sector, right? And then we said, you know what? How do we put together with the way we teach technical analysis, right? Finding those sweet spots and then to scale in, right? So to not go all in, right? So total shares, for example, on the ETF XLF, right? Financial sector ETF Spider, 725 shares. So like, oh man, like, you know what? Let's break that down even further and say, you know what? When we get that pullback or that correction, we'll scale in a quarter of the position or half the position, right? Not the entire position right away, And so this was the idea behind. So when I was sharing, my MT5 platform for Darwin not too long ago, and it was up, like 15K or whatnot. It was a different portfolio that I was working on, but it was the same idea, the same concept. Does everybody follow me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. And so really starting to figure things out. And it's like, you know what? We're gonna plug it in and then hold, And so with the um with the latest things in the market, right, that's gone on with the election, and we saw, what was it, 1,400 points yesterday. I think, was it with the Dow? Dow, I think, S&P, whatever. But you know, this is what so far, just from the move yesterday, um, on this particular portfolio that I've entered, right, into my Darwin. Can everybody see my screen? Right. This
Yes, we got.
is just from the move yesterday. It's up getting close to three grand already, right? Just off that move, right? The only currency pair I have running in this is that Aussie CAD, right? That just really bounced back, into profit and is continuing this run. But the rest of these are just from that move yesterday. And as far as the volume, right, it's not even, I don't even have the full positions, right? So when you go back and you look at the portfolio in regards to the percentages and the amount of shares, right, I'm not even fully vested yet, right, with this. Okay, so this is where it's moving so far. So this is just where we're trying to move to next. As far as okay, what's the next level, of education as it relates to these financial markets? How can we think, long term, build portfolios and then like kind of let these positions run, right? Just letting it run, right? So really, really putting on that investor cap and thinking differently, right? So this is where it's at so far. We'll see, right? If the market corrects a bit today, how it's going to run. But I'm gonna leave these to run for a while and to see where we end up with this. Okay, so just wanted to share that because I know we've been talking about a number of different things in the group and what we're trying to put together. So just want to keep everybody updated on what it looks like to go from uh, portfolio creation and then moving it over to actually making a play, right? On the idea. So just wanted to give everybody an update uh, on that. Any question?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay. Okay. All
Oh,
right, Joy,
VIX is
for
still
sure.
even now.
Yeah, it is up. Um, and to be honest, like it's quite is I guess I'll say it's quite relaxing, right? To just be able to put a portfolio together and say, you know what, I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna let it, I'm gonna let it line up with my technical analysis, and then this is how I'm gonna scale into these positions, and then I'm just gonna let them go. All right, so that's where we are on that. So moving over to the DXY, right? So we can see on the daily, right? Huge move to the upside, right? We know what that is from. We see a slight correction today, and then we are in the buy zone, right? We are in the buy zone on the daily. So we'll see what happens as a result of the Fed's decision today. If we get 25 basis points, cool. I'm more concerned about the forward guidance heading into December. We get that additional rate cut. So interested to see what Powell has to say when people ask him questions, because I'm pretty sure it's going to come in regards to the results of the election, and does that impact the decision at all when you have a new regime coming in and a difference in policy. So interested to see what he has to say about that. Here we are on the 4 hour for the dollar index, and you can see, right, we've got a pullback, try to come back to that B boundary zone to retest, but definitely bullish, right? Definitely bullish, right? So we'll see if we hold at these levels. Like I said, I do expect some volatility today, especially with the DXY. So we will see how that goes. Any questions regarding the DXY? No?
No, sir.
All right. So moving in, I want to take a look at, well, we'll look at this Aussie cat, because I noticed in that account is starting to run, right? So, it tells me, hey man, the results, you got a little risk on action going, right? And we've got this moving to the upside. It's been back and forth, but we know that we saw oil drop off, which definitely impacts the Canadian dollar. And so we seem to be rebounding. So we continue to push lower in our zone, right? We came in maybe just shy of A6 retracement, and we are now U-turning, right? And moving higher. Uh, and moving higher. So this target actually needs to come down a bit. So that'll get adjusted to move down. And so that 94.71 area is eventually where I would like to see this move. So this is the Aussie cat on the 4 hour. That's a longer term swing. It's been a bit all over the place, but hey, as long as it doesn't take out the A, it has no choice but to go our way. Any questions on that? No? All right, let me see if we got Yantra. Let me see. Yeah. So that appears to be moving right to the pretty good to the upside. Let's see. Okay. All right. So got good movement on that. Take a look at this Aussie yen. And so this is one, right? It's been doing a dance for a while. And now look, right? We always say the market is fundamentally driven, We've got that target at 103.10. So hopefully if you're in that, if you've been holding it, you know, it's going to pay off for you, right? So we're looking at closing in on that take profit on that. So coming off that 61.8 zone, right? So look, it took a while, moved sideways, but we are moving, right? So 370 pips or so off that 61.8 area. And so we look to hold, right, to the extension, 103.10. Any questions on the Aussie yet?
No, sir.
No. All right. This Aussie dollar. See what happened with this. Bang, right? So this one got the swing. What happened here? Then it dove down. Oh, that one wick out, eh?
Yeah, it did.
What? And then it's
Yeah.
moving, back higher as a result of the volatility from the election. That
Yeah, that's
stinks.
exactly what it was.
That stinks. That stinks. That stinks. That return so close to 70 pips before it dropped off. Man. Sorry that one had to go that way. But it's looking like it's trying to correct now and move back higher. It's probably gonna hit that TP1 and TP2 off that previous fit. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. All right. So moving along right now. Let's see what happens with that cut. Right. If we get that cut and that dollar gets more dovish, right? Has a deeper correction, then that'll continue to move up. Man, that's such a shame. Such a shame. All right. But ultimately, here's the larger crown, right? That we're saying, hey, can it move? Continue to move higher. We shall see. So that's the other dollar. Let's look at Bitcoin and Joy's cup and handle. Lights out. Please drop some sevens in the chat. Joy spotted this Bitcoin cup and handle weeks ago and said, you know what? This is the play, everybody. All right. Congratulations on that. Awesome job. Awesome job, Joy. That is great. That is great work.
Did
Right?
you take it, Joy? I hope she took it.
I know, right? You didn't take it. What? Well, hey, here's the thing, though. Uh, the cool thing is that's just telling us that this is bullish, and so this is a weekly chart. So yes, we've identified the cup and handle, and it's just getting going, right? It's just the breakout is starting to occur. So what we do is we come down and we say, hey man, let's get to these lower time frames. So here's a 4-hour ABCD wave that hit the D extension here recently. So we look for the next play. But because we have a bullish cup and handle play, we say, we're gonna look for this to continue bullish, right? Eventually 100K, I think. Right? Long time from now, probably, but I definitely can see it get. So we need to just look for opportunities because from a weekly perspective, it's really just getting going, right? So you can see here on the 1 hour, we've got a new AB boundary already, right? So you can see the 1 hour ABCD move, 61.8 to the 1.618. Okay, to the 1.618. So, we look for the correction. Okay, we look for the correction and the continuation. Okay, to the upside is what we're looking for. Okay, so excellent call on that, Joy. We still got plenty of time on that. That breakout is just happening. All right. Any questions on Bitcoin? No. All right. Let's take a look at our commodities here. Okay. And so oil, we were looking at this from the 30-minute, right? It's kind of doing the dance. It's kind of doing the dance, right? We got that nice move in that U-turn, and now we pull back. So the question is within this AB boundary on this oil 30-minute play, right? Is this going to hold as a low? The last one, here was the previous move, right, on the 30-minute. That one played out. Who called us out on the 30 minutes? That Reese? Who did that? Donette? Joy? Somebody. I'm calling all types of names. I can't remember who told me to drop down to the 30-minute on this
Definitely wasn't me. I'm not an oil girl.
one. Right.
I was
Gold.
so focused on that daily chart. I think I dropped down to the 50. I think that was Reese on the 30.
Yeah, I think it was because this played out. That was a great call. So now it's just a matter of do we Reese said, yeah, that was me. Great job, right? Drop Reese Severus in the chat because that was a really good move, right? Catching that. All right. That was a great move catching that. So now, we got that correction, which is what we saw reported on Trading Economics, right? To where it tailed off. So the question is, does this hold as a higher low, and then continue to run to that 86 level, to that 118 level for the extension of the 30 minutes. So we got some corrective action going on. I'm gonna leave that chart on the 30 minute. I like the way that's looking. Yeah, right. It doesn't, that 80-20 zone is heavy, man. It's heavy. Price reacts, right? So this is gold on the daily, right? Gold has made a great run, but when it's time to correct, it corrects. Okay. So let's see what happens, right? Do we hold at this level, form a low, and continue to accelerate, right? Do we do that? We'll definitely see some volatility out of gold today. We've got rate cuts coming up, and then we've got to pay attention to the forward guidance. We know the move coming into 2024 in this group was bullish on gold because globally interest rates were going to start to be cut, right, across the board, and that's good for gold. And so, especially the gold versus the dollar, right? And so now we're just in an up AB boundary on the daily, and we've been corrected. So our stochastic is back in the buy zone. So do we pull back and correct lower, or do we run off this level? That's the question. But if you're playing an 80-20 short on gold, congratulations to you, right? Especially if you took it off this daily level, because that's a good move to the downside on gold. Any questions there? All right. So this was our silver play, right? That we took all the way to $34. Then you had an 80-20 that came in here. And so ever since hitting that $34 level, it has corrected, right? This is the 1 hour. This is our 1 hour chart, and it has moved down. So this was a 1 hour 80-20 on silver that has completely collapsed and taken out the 8, right? Like so. It has created a lower low. And so this was a beautiful move. Your 382 target, 61.8 target, and now it's taking out the A. So of course on our 1 hour play, run our fibs, and we've got a new AB boundary to the downside. And so, okay, there. So that's where we are. Okay. Nothing that's tradable right now unless you're still holding a short off that reversal. So that's where we are in regards to silver. That gas, right? We've got that storage report. I believe that's what it is, right? We've got what is that today? Yep, natural gas storage for the United States coming out. For all the talk during the election, drill baby drill. We need to use our natural resources. We are the #1 producer of oil and natural gas. There's politics, then there's reality. We are #1. Thanks, Joy. 10:30. All right. So sometimes you have to do the research and not fall for the rhetoric. So yes. So this is that natural gas play. Let's see what happens when that data comes out. But we did break trend line and we back. Right? We pulled back. So there's your sub fibs running off the capital fib there, off the 1 hour. So we'll see if we continue that swing to the upside. Weather's changing, right? It's been unseasonably warm here. So I'm interested to see what that natural gas storage data looks like today. Right. Yeah. Like you said. So you're thinking exactly how I'm thinking, right? We need colder weather. So this is your natural gas there. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is the injections. Is it the injections to the storage, or is that the release of gas that they're not going to use? Is what I'm trying to figure out, which also can cause the market to go up and down.
That's a good question.
So,
Did you go ahead, Ryan?
No, I was gonna say when they're generally they store gas um during the warmer months. They inject it into those storage sites. And what's causing issues now is, especially in the United States, and it's unseasonably warm. So they don't have enough storage to put gas because it's not being used, right? So they're not pulling it out of those storage facilities. So now they're at a point where they have too much supply and not enough demand. So that's what could cause that shift.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. So let's see what happens today. You know, agree with that. So that is the natural gas data, right? Here's the GDX play, right? So this is your gold, right? ETF or not. And so you can see how this is moving to the upside. We hit the D extension, and now we've got the correction, right? So I ran it off this low, so that was a good play on gold, but I figured that out later. But just like the gold to US dollar play, we saw that corrected, so you're going to see this correct too, right? So that's that there. Moving over, taking a look at let me look at this Euro USD play, right? Since we saw what was going on with the dollar as a result of the election. And this was the play that we were looking at on that 4 hour. It pushed higher than our zone, right? But man, did that play out? Did anybody hold that short on your USD? Did anybody get involved with that? I know
I set the limit order and I didn't.
You didn't take it?
No.
It's okay. It's okay. I know this is a good one, right, to study, everybody, right? Because the power of setting your stop above that A and not having it tight, right? And working your risk out from there is because think about it. We were talking about this, right? And I believe Donette I think it was me and you talking about waiting for a break below this level. Right? I think I was talking about that session that we had, but it did break and it closed below that level. Yeah, yeah. So it did break and close below that level. So right, look, this is how free you can be in understanding, like, hey, I don't control the market, you know. And so I don't necessarily, right, using this methodology, I don't necessarily have the perfect entry because look what happened, right? So you break and close and you enter there. Look at what happened. It pulled back before it collapsed. Now, if I'm running a tight stop, I'm stopped out of that trade. If my stop's above my A, it has no choice but to go my way if it doesn't take that out. And that's exactly what it did. So it pushed higher. So think about this, all right? So my initial idea is just that, a trade idea. My initial idea was, hey, around this 61.8 zone, which is a sweet spot, I want to take this trade. So my initial take profit is what? The 1.618. Well, when it adjusts and it pulls back deeper in the zone to this H6 level, being that I have my stop above the A, all I have to do is look at my charts and say, oh, it pulled back deeper. it retraced 86%. So now I just changed my TP target to a 1.8 to the correlating extension. And I still win that trade. Yeah. Reese, what was the pop on that? Was it 30%? I when I had read that I think that was after hours training, like the night of the trading, the night of the election. I can do that. So that's that on that euro dollar. Let me pre-market 31. Yeah, I because the night it was like midnight and I was reading, following stuff, and it was like DJT has jumped 30% in after hours trading. His media company, you know, they don't. That's the symbol, right? They don't have this on the platform, or no? Am I wrong on that? Am I typing this up? Hold on.
Which one are you looking for?
DJT, Donald J. Trump, the media company.
Oh, they might not have that one on
Dang. Reese, I don't think it's not even coming up. That's the ticker symbol, right? Of course it is. Man, what I'll do is this is what I'll do, Reese. Tomorrow I'll pull up my yeah, that's the symbol on NASDAQ. I'll pull up my
Yeah, they
trading.
don't have it on the platform.
Yeah, I pulled up. Yeah, that's what exactly you said the words right out of my mouth, Reese. I'll pull it up on trading and mark it up tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, it shot up. I know it's been a pump and dump, which that creates that creates volatility. Um, Now, will the financial data behind it continue to improve now that he's the president-elect? That remains to be seen. But I know the financials behind his media company have been horrible, which is why it plummeted the way it did. You know, so we'll see what happens. You know, and what investors think on that stock moving forward. But we'll take a look at it tomorrow for sure. That'll be a fun one to look at. In the short term, that might be the play. You know, indeed. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you bringing that one up. With the time we have left, let's look at our indices, right? As a result of everything that was yesterday in the market, and these are continuing to run. So this was a spot 30-minute that we were looking at, right? So yeah, pull these out. 30-minute. Then we came down to it's a new AB boundary, right? Pushing up there. So this was the previous run. But let me go all the way back out. The S&P. It's daily. Before we start moving down, was really wanted to see this run. Let me just clear this out because I got to redo it. Coming off those lower time frames. Did we do it or did we do it, folks? Right. 5,900 was the target. And we hit it, right? So drop some sevens in the chat for the group. On the S&P, trade idea, and the markup. Great job, everybody, right? So we broke out. And we tapped at 5,900, not only at 5,900, which was just shy of the D extension, just wanted to hit a nice round number, but we hit the D extension, right? So I know, right? Sometimes if you came from different, you know, trading methodologies, more shorter term, but this is a daily chart, and this is an ABCD wave textbook. Right? Sometimes it's hard to believe that it's a repeatable pattern, but it is. Right? And I know when it's moving all over the place, and you get major pullbacks and corrections, but yeah, it hit a daily D extension. Right? Hit a daily D extension. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is definitely moving, and the daily stochastic is still in the buy zone. So I'm wondering if this is going to run, how long that momentum is going to last, what's going to happen today. Great decision how the market reacts to everything. US 30. Hey, give some sevens to the group, everybody. Get some sevens to the group. Right? 44,000. Right? So you can see when you read these articles and you see people be like, wow, and they put these the copyright is so great. It's like big bold letters like the Dow hits 40 whatever thousand. You're like, we saw that coming a long time ago. We saw that coming because we understand the technicals and the fundamentals. Right? Like, oh, that was a run. Right? So this has got me thinking now of some of my current positions. At some point, let's just run out of steam and start to correct then that we're running into higher time frame extensions now. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of those positions that I'm holding. Right. So that's the stochastic is still in the price. Right. So that one may run and get overextended because of the momentum. Here's the NASDAQ. Okay. Hey, we're gonna celebrate. 1 hour 80-20 buy zone coming. Which one is that on the S&P? On the one, I'll go back to that in a second, right before we close out. On the 1 hour 80-20. Okay, S&P. So this is the NASDAQ, right? Hey, I'm gonna put some sevens in the chat. That is going to 21.6, right? That is on its way, right? Another ABCD wave. We can't make this stuff up, right? Are we always right? No. Just go to the previous fib. It failed. It is what it is, though, right? But so yeah, it's an ABCD wave, right? That is Darwin ticker for the NASDAQ. Get that post. I had to go back through my phone and look at that on these. Ryan, do you know what that is right offhand for the NASDAQ? What is that? Because I'm in a bunch of ETFs right now that what is the one that's tracking?
1 second. NDAQ.
You said NDAQ?
NDAQ. Yes.
NDAQ. But I'm trading that through I'm trading that hold on. Because I'm having a brain. Uh why am I not? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So that's it's under NDAQ, right, as the index, but the ETF that tracks that, because it's several, but the QQQ, right? So if you're looking for an ETF that tracks the NASDAQ, you got the QQQ, right? You see it all the time. You see those commercials doing sporting events, right? So now we know, if you don't know what that is, right? That's an ETF that tracks closely the NASDAQ 100. So you got two options there, right? Boom. Yeah, you got two options there. So I'm in the QQ. That's the one. That's what. So thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, sir. All right. So that's we take a look at the guide, right? Can't make this stuff up. I'm just gonna drop sevens off because we work hard, everybody. We show up every day to these sessions. It's a grind. We know it. You guys have your evening sessions, your accountability group. You're working hard, holding each other accountable. And that ABCD wave played out off that trend line break. Money, right? That's money. How long we been talking about this, Russell? Hey, drop some sevens in it. Drop some sevens in it. All right. Right. All I can say is the Forex trade room. Everything's on tape. Just roll the tape. Right? 2419 is what we had set. And it hit that, which tells me I was actually wrong on my projection because we don't see that this fib has disappeared. So when I was looking down here and thought that it hit the 786 level, it must have been just shy, right? But that's the level there on the Russell small cap. We talked about this weeks and weeks and weeks ago, right? About this Russell. And it gets funny when it's just moving sideways. It's a breakout. You always need a catalyst, right? So here is that UK 100 play. 80-20 is now reversed and turned over, right? Money play on the short term, 1 hour, right? But before I forget, let's go back to that S&P on that 1 hour, on that 1 hour chart, okay? Forex trade room, everybody, we're getting it done, right? So we move down to the 1 hour. Reese, am I right here off this leg? Is that what we're talking about? It's something I saw quickly. Think so. So I know what we're talking about. Yes, sir. Yep. Got it. So, right, 1 hour, 80-20. So we're seeing that the momentum had carried us to a D extension on the daily. So the question becomes is, do we see a short-term correction once we get in the zone? So Risa said, hey, everybody, keep your eyes on this, right? Keep your eyes on this because get that 5,900 level, which is what we had target. We move beyond it to a daily extension at some point, right? Either on the 1 hour, later on the 4, at some point, we may see a correction if momentum stalls. We've got some key fundamental things coming up today that could be a catalyst to drive the market either way, depending on what the results are. How long are we going to still ride off that momentum from the election? So let's see. Let's see what happens, right? So somewhere around, right, our 80-20 area, do we start to stall out and move sideways? That's what you look at. Okay? Do we start to move sideways? Push up in that zone. We definitely want to use additional confirmation, okay? Considering what all has just occurred. So that's a possibility. Reese, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Okay? So Here is the GR30 continuing to run. Hey, 19,966. Boom. Right? We'll eventually break out and get to that level. Been spot on. Okay. SMH, semiconductor ETF. All right. And definitely have in my portfolio, but I don't have the full position in, which I'm a little bummed about. But there'll be other opportunities, right? Semiconductor ETF, we know this is huge in the tech space. We are looking to continue to rumble, right? Back to the high, and then beyond that to that 285.97 D extension. Okay. That's it, man. Teamwork makes the dream work for sure. You definitely get it done in the trade, right? And I know a lot of people's trade right now is probably back and forth. You're still trying to find the confidence. You're still learning. And sometimes it's like taking it, taking water out of a fire hose, but it's all good because as long as you hang around, you got a shot. You never fail if you don't quit. Right? So that's what you have to constantly remind yourself. Right? Ryan and I didn't learn this overnight. Nobody in this group learned it. And it's gonna always be that. Right? There's no magic pill that you can take to speed things up, right? In regards to learning this market and then that exact moment when everything clicks, right? And then everything becomes slow motion from there, right? So that's it, right? I know I blazed through a lot. We didn't get to a ton of currency pairs this morning, but we'll make that run. Currency pairs and ETFs tomorrow morning. All right. So hope everybody enjoyed the session. Ryan, anything before we close out, sir?
No, man. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are phenomenal, man. Benny, I appreciate you. Team, I appreciate you as well.
Sure. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Always remember, don't just count those pips, but indeed count your blessings. Bye for now.